Here are 4 things I would do before starting the autoimmune protocol diet or AIP diet. And this is from a functional dietitian who reversed her own autoimmune issues and now helps others manage their own autoimmune conditions. I did the AIP diet and it was very helpful for symptom management. If you don't know what AIP is, it removes all of the common triggers, the common food triggers that could be exacerbating symptoms. And then over time, you reintroduce them to see which foods you react to. It can be incredibly helpful, but there's a right and wrong way to do it. And there are people who it's great for and people who it's not as great for. So I'm going to walk through the things that you should be looking for before you get to AIP because it is really intensive. And then once you've done these things, then you get the gold star, you can go ahead and do AIP. The first is balancing your plates. So making sure at every meal you're getting protein, fiber, some healthy fat, and some carbs. Carbs especially are something that I see so many people with autoimmune disease cut too much. You don't want to go overboard. You don't want to be gorging yourself on pizza, pasta, and bread, but you do want to be having things like fruit, sweet potatoes, legumes if you tolerate them, because that's going to help with calming your nervous system, with helping your body feel fueled, and that's going to drive your healing very far. The next would be to actually eat enough. So a lot of people, when they're diagnosed with autoimmune issues, they lose their appetite. I know personally for me, it felt like my food was just sitting in my stomach and not moving anywhere. So if you don't have an appetite, you still want to make sure you're eating enough because your entire body, all of your cells run on nutrients, both macro and micronutrients. So if you're not getting enough food, your cells are not getting the nutrients they need to heal. The next is prioritizing nervous system work. This is one that I see also skipped very frequently. I know I tried to bypass this myself, and you might be thinking like, I'm not really a stressed person. I don't need stress relief. But here's the thing with autoimmune disease. We know that 80% of people with autoimmune disease experienced a significant stressor right before disease onset. We also know that those with histories of trauma or adverse childhood exposures, also called ACEs, have a much higher odd of developing autoimmune disease. So it's likely that there is some stress or unresolved trauma in your life if you are dealing with autoimmune disease. These could be physical stressors like over-exercising, under-eating. It could also, of course, be mental stressors and traumas. So what I would do is definitely start with nervous system health before cutting all of these foods that the AIP diet is going to make you cut or is going to request of you to cut. If you don't know where to start with nervous system healing, I do have a free guide. The link is in my bio. It's called How to Nourish Your Nervous System. And last but not least, I would work on gut healing. This was the biggest issue. Well, no, I had a lot of issues, but this was one big issue that I had, as well as I see happen with clients, because if you do any kind of